Our 2023 commencement speaker has become a trusted spirit of wisdom to the department over the years. So much so that I affectionately think of her as our poli-sci whisperer. Jill Tananbaum grew up in Northern California, graduated from UCLA in 1988 with a political science business emphasis degree, and received her JD cum laude in 1992 from Loyola Law School in Los Angeles. She's a UCLA Alumni Association life member, serves on UCLA's Social Sciences Dean's Advisory Board, as well as our department's Board of Advisors. After an externship in the United States District Court for the Central District of California and a clerkship with the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, Jill spent many years as a trial lawyer in private practice with Couder Brothers in New York City and Jones Day in Dallas. Her extensive leadership experience includes past or current service on various boards of directorships and chairing philanthropic activities for diverse organizations, including the American Cancer Society and the Aaron Family Jewish Community Center of Dallas. But her most important role since I've known her has been her leadership in our department's Board of Advisors. This is an organization comprised of alumni of the department, maybe some of you in the future will join at some point, who have established themselves as leaders in their field and benefactors of learning. As a Board of Advisor, Jill has consulted me and other chairs on how to innovate ways of supporting the growth of the department. Most notably, she helped institute and develop the Careers in Political Science class that the department now teaches on a regular basis and that introduces students to the diverse and varied careers that are available to them as political science alumni. Our commencement speakers are always leaders in their fields, but they're also leaders as political science alumni. In this respect, I couldn't be more honored to introduce one of our most distinguished political science alumni and a trusted confidant to the department, Jill Tananbaum.
Thank you, Professor Panagia. Welcome, Political Science Department Class of 2023. Congratulations, you did it. Whether it took you 4 years or many years, here you are. You should be so proud of yourselves because you are leaving today or sometime soon with a UCLA degree. More than 145,000 students applied last fall for the honor of becoming a UCLA Bruin, and you earned it. And you did it with the help of so many people here today who supported you as you earned your degrees. Your family, friends, partners, coaches, faculty, and staff. To all of you, I offer my heartfelt congratulations. I am moved to be standing before you on this momentous day, and what a glorious day it is. It is one of those rare times in life when the sun is out, even when it's not, when the road is open before us, even when we don't know which road we will be taking, and when we stand firmly in our shoes, confident that we have achieved something important and are ready now to achieve something monumental. That is you, today, all of you. Last month, I was on campus for our Poli-Sci Advisory Board meeting, and Professor and Department Chair Davide Panagia inquired how my speech was coming along. I nervously told the board I had written a first draft. When they looked surprised, I was assumed they were kind of mocking me for having prepared 6 weeks out. On the contrary, they were surprised I had written a speech at all. Why write a speech, Davide said jokingly, when I could simply have ChatGPT write one for me? My curiosity was piqued. So Professor Panagia opened his computer and queried the AI platform to write a speech for a political science commencement. Within seconds, a speech appeared on Davide's computer screen, a safe and polite recitation encouraging you all to think critically, remain open to different points of view, communicate effectively, and strive to understand our different perspectives. All good things, of course, but so safe and so out of touch. You don't need to wake up early and come to Poly Pavilion to hear something from ChatGPT. You are here today in this storied venue for something much more enlightening. So let's put away ChatGPT and its trite remarks and get real. To graduate is to move from one place to the next, one arena to the consequent arena, one life to the subsequent life. It is both an ending and a beginning. And yet you will be forgiven if you are feeling a bit of trepidation today, particularly in these times. Whatever degree will be conferred upon you today, however long you may have been on this campus, you no doubt look out towards the horizon and see a very different world from the one you were a part of when you started this journey. And you may wonder, am I prepared for this? Is anyone prepared for this? It is a world still recovering from a crippling pandemic that significantly changed your college and Bruin experience, a world rocked by political violence and war, a world becoming increasingly aware of the specter of climate change, and a world changing exponentially by day with new technological achievements. Don't be scared, really. In fact, my message to you today is the opposite of fear. It is to be present. You are all political science of one stripe or another, which means, among other things, that you respect data and believe in the role that data can play in predicting human behavior. And that's a popular viewpoint these days. Business, science, law, medicine, the groceries you buy, you name it, we are all awash in data. And now data is profoundly important, no doubt about that. It shows us how the past is prologue, how patterns of behavior are repeated. It allows us to approach the future with the safety of fewer variables. But by its very nature, the use of predictive data commits us to looking backward as we move forward. And so I'm going to ask you to suspend for the moment that rear view glance and instead be here, right now, to be present. And when I say present, I mean present. Not on your phones or tablets, no Insta, no Snapchat, no Twitter, no TikTok, and no ChatGPT. Just let yourself be here now. Mind you, this is more than a graduation exercise. It is my way of asking you to think of the possibilities inherent to a blank screen, maybe even a blank page of paper. Does anyone use paper anymore? Blank because it is waiting for you to hear, see, taste, and smell what might otherwise have passed by you unnoticed. And then to look at that blank page and compose independently, freely, something new. Being present isn't just about what goes on inside your head. Being present means being physically present. It means making connections too, real-world connections with other physically present people, like the people to your left and the people to your right, and the people 5 rows down or 17 seats across. The kind of connections where you look someone else in the eye and actually engage with them, not across a screen, not through a text, but in mind, body, and spirit. No data, no past, no assumptions, no fear, no predictability, no artificial intelligence. Just two people or more engaging freely and ready to surprise each other with insight. Isn't that the great gift of a university education? A zest for experimentation, to ask, why this and not that? To say, this is my idea, what's yours? One of the many things that I treasure about my experience at UCLA is that it showed me the interconnectivity of the world. The political, the economic, the cultural, the artistic, the social, and the innovative all come together here. And it is my wish for all of you that you carry that inquisitive spirit forward beyond UCLA, that you continue to ask why and bridge differences in search of new insight. I know that I am likely speaking to a room full of future lawyers today, and so I feel licensed to reference a concept embedded in our First Amendment. That the way to address evils in society is not to stifle the speaker whose words we find objectionable, but in fact to free them. That a better result comes from freely discussing and arguing our ideas so that we discover falsehoods and fallacies. That the truth we landed on yesterday can be enhanced to become the truth we embrace today. That the remedy to what ails us is not safe speech like that generated by AI, but robust and risky speech. Speech where we do not worry about conforming to a norm, where we risk being inventive and constructive, where we do not stifle ourselves, and we certainly do not stifle others. When I graduated from UCLA in 1988 with a political science degree, I had my own experience with the blank slate. I knew I wanted to go to law school, but not right away. So I decided to take a gap year and worked on campus in Ackerman Union in an office that placed UCLA students in internships, mostly California and Washington, D.C. My role was to find the internships and match them with the students. We placed students in think tanks, banks, hospitals, even in the White House and Congress. Now, this was long before Google and LinkedIn. The personal computer was still in its infancy, and so we all had the internship information in these tall, gray metal filing cabinets with manila folders stacked inside. One day, I was going through the folders, and way in the back of the alphabet was one marked U.S. Supreme Court. It turns out there had been a student internship with the court, and no one at UCLA had applied for it in years. So after realizing that it might again go unfilled, I asked if I could apply. Weeks later, there I was at the U.S. Supreme Court as Chief Justice William Rehnquist's intern, watching oral arguments with the clerks and press, and joining daily morning aerobics classes with Justice Sandra Day O'Connor and members of Congress in the gym above the courtroom. I know I would have had a much different experience in law school if I hadn't been present for that opportunity, if I had not had a blank page staring back at me, demanding that I think of new possibilities. And so I leave you today with a bit of advice. Do not worry that you do not have the rest of your life mapped out, or even the next month of your life mapped out. Stay connected to UCLA. Whether you live near or far, there will be a Bruin connection close by. Return to campus and your favorite spots to remind yourself of the magic of your time here. By staying engaged with UCLA, you can continue to change the world for better. Embrace seemingly useless knowledge, because you may discover that it is not useless at all. Be kind. You will catch more flies with honey than vinegar, always. Speak, even if you are afraid. Maybe especially if you are afraid. Be unpredictable. Disrupt convention. Don't do the obvious. Add. Don't subtract. Multiply. Don't divide. Because our polarized times need no further division. And most of all, stand tall in the moment, present for all to see. Congratulations, UCLA Poli-Sci class. Thank you for the honor of celebrating you today.